Hello. Gonna do a little vintage story modding. Nothing too deep. Window a little smaller. There we go. Perfect. All right, we're gonna do some bug fixes, and then I'm going to probably get the Wyvern mod out, and maybe talk about Hightail. Because I am totally gonna jump on board there. All right, let's get into a world. We got a handful of things to kind of check on our end, and I can close out some of these tickets. I'm gonna have to document things too. I know I had a couple changes already, but I'll do all that stuff. Get it all done. Let me in. Saturday. I don't think I have like anything to do. Maybe clean. Oh, I gotta flip the turkey. It's in the fridge defrosting right now. Hopefully it's done by Wednesday, so I can kind of butcher the carcass and get the pieces I want. All right. First things first. People are saying, like a random sapling, that the growth spell does not work on sapling. Mouse feels kind of weird in this game right now. What's going on? Okay, that feels better. I guess my mouse adjustments were a little off. So, about 14 days, about 10 days. Wow, that's that's quite a difference. Let's get growth. We'll try growth 1, 2, and 3. Really, it should just be AoE, right? So if I hit this, see if this works. 13 days. Okay. 12 days. So I think if they're using growth 1, like if you're not selecting the plant, it will say block like the spell fail. What's going on? Am I the first one here? Yes, you are. Hey, Shady. I'm doing some bug fixes. I'm gonna go through with the magic mod first. People put in some issues. I closed out a couple. I get a lot of things where it's not the mod, right? It's like an interaction with someone else's mod that is like taking over, or someone's doing something wrong, right? So we have to, when you're a modder, you have to play detective, unfortunately. You gotta play detective. So that was growth 1, and it looks like that works. Growth 2 is actually an AoE. So we're testing growth. It was said before, man, my mouse sucks. I gotta buy a new mouse. Like, wore this thing out. So that's 11 days, and that's 9 days. Okay, so 11 and 9, so this should be 10 and 8. Oop. Yep, 10 and 8, so it's working. Growth 3, so this should be 9 and 7. Nine and 7. Growth is working. Growth is working. If the person in question, if they're using growth 1 and they're doing something like this, where you're like targeting the block and not the actual sapling, like if you do that, it's gonna say spell fail, right? It's gonna say spell fail. You have to, with growth 1, you have to aim at what you're doing. Growth 2 and 3 are AoEs, so I think 2 is a 3x3x3 cube, and then growth 3 is a 5x5x5. And it raises it by a single day. The reason why it's not more powerful is because of the weird kind of janky way that Vintage Story is doing the logic for growing plants. It's really weird because you have to do a time calculation based on like the internal snapshot of when it was planted against world time. And then once the growth level, like once a day passes there, then there's a bunch of variables that you have to update with the on transition. And then you have to do a block swap based on that. And the problem is, if I do it more than one, it's going to crash some people's games because people are going to use growth on like a wild herbs plant, or you know what I mean? Like I would have to find a way to, let's say it's got like 1 day left, and then you do growth 3, and that adds 5 days. Well, it can't append, you know, like if 7 is like or like 2 is the last growth stage, you know, like a crop, let's say a crop. And it's just about done, and you go multiple days over, it's going to create an invalid item, right? It's going to be a question mark box because it's going to try and make, you know, crop, carrot, 15 instead of like 8, which is like the max, you know? So it's a really weird thing, and I didn't want to put a lot of effort into doing that because it was one of those things where people, you know, they're not going to really appreciate. So I'm like, I'll make a bunch of other things that will catch people's attention. So that's why growth is the way it is. That's why it always only brings it up like one, right? Either one crop stage, or with in the case of trees, it does that time calculation to give it, you know, more time, so it jumps in it. Ah, we got some people in here. Kelpstool, hello. Good domains, hello. Once you start a spell, do you have to stay aiming at the target? No, you could start a spell like this, right? And I could be looking at a bunch of things. It's just when you release the spell, right? Like I'm like that, and then I can look at it, release it, and it hits. Or can you start the spell and end aiming at the target? Yeah, you got it. Yeah, you could start the spell. It's actually how you have to use it. Again, like I'm always trying to... I don't want to change any base code in the game because that's how incompatibilities come up. So something like... pull up... We'll get like a fire. I want a... I'm just not seeing it. Old. Maybe that's... Oh. Shit. Right? Oh, there it is. Fire pity. There we go. Oop. Right, so if I try and look at this to cast the spell, it just opens the inventory. There's nothing I can do with this unless I want to go into this code and intercept on right-click, like on interact, block, and then put something in for my logic that says if the player's not holding, you know, a wand, right, or a staff, or whatever it is, or a spell scroll. You know, so I would have to inject that code, and if I do that, there's a chance that if someone else is relying on that method, Fire Pit, it could mess with their stuff, right? So you would have to start casting, and then you can look at it if you want to do it, or since this isn't, or that's surrender. Right, so you can start casting somewhere else, but you have to, like, you just have to look at it when it's complete to actually cast this. Oop, and it was successful. And of course it went out right away because, but it added the temperature. So one of the nuances of magic. But I would say growth is working, tested and working. Not much more I can do with that. If it's growth 1, you got to look at it. You know, you gotta. If you're doing this right and it says invalid block, you can see what you're selecting. Right? You gotta look at it. That, or maybe they have a mod that has some kind of incompatibility. That kind of like the fly spell. But that's where we are there. All right, let's go to the next one here. I keep crashing upon logging into server items from westbound question mark block. I don't have to look any further. If you ever see like question mark blocks and you're getting like crashes and stuff, the mod isn't fully loaded. Either that or you have multiple versions of the magic mod in various folders, because this game it's not just the mod folder it pulls things. It will pull from your mod folder, and it also each time you log into a server, it makes a little folder for that server, and that's where everything downloads to. So chances are the game is double dipping, and you can't have two mod ID the same in a running instance of it. So that's one of those things where it's like, yeah, one of those hidden folders. Test with more saplings, maybe? I mean, I could, but, you know, that's the other side of this. Like, what's the sapling in question? Do I really want to test all 14 saplings? I guess I could, but... yeah, whatever, I'll do it. Yeah, like all these saplings? I guess. Mouse, what's going on with you? Don't die on me, buddy. You have to make it another like 10 years the way the economy is. You gotta keep living, Mouse. Don't die on me. we have games to play. All right, we'll get rid of that one. I need growth, and I'm not gonna test with all versions of it. It's a waste of time. I will do. Get rid of. Gotta make an area. Oh, come down. Let's make a date. We'll find a kind of a flat area. Here we go. Perfect. There we go. 14 days. 13, 15 days. See, this is the thing. This is why you don't... This right here, what I'm doing is kind of useless. So, what I do with growth is I look at the fact that it is a sapling. Sapling has a specific block and block entity with it. This is a very particular block. So I look for that particular block. It has nothing to do with it being oak, maple, whatever. 10. So a test like this isn't, you know... There you go. I tested enough. The way the code is written, it doesn't care about that. It just looks for timestamps. The fact that it is the block that is actually a sapling block, and then I get the block entity from that, and then I get the various attributes from that block entity, because it saves it with I think transient is what the block entity is that it uses. And I look for those particular attributes, and I modify those values, right? So I'll add the time, and then what happens is when it's towards the end of its growth cycle, it will see, like, oh, time went over, and then I trigger the transient will trigger the growth of the tree based on the time. So we're good with that. I don't need to test everything. And I'll show you the code. Might as well. What the streams are all about. But we'll look at growth 1, 2, and 3 are all the same. It's just they have like one little area where it does like it gets the minimum and maximum to make the cube, and it iterates through. But the code itself is. So let's go into general. We'll look at growth 2. So this is the particles, and it generates my particles method. And then on stop, right? if the final position, if it's not a block position, I say no block select, right? So if you cast this into the sky, I have to account for the fact that that block position could come up no. Sorry, I didn't know. No, it's fine. That's, you know, it's things like this that kind of help you know, right? So see, like, I look specifically, like block crop, that has a specific kind of growth. And this is why the growth spell doesn't work on every plant in the game. Because I have to specifically put in, because they're all different, right? It's not like one system to rule all growing. Right, so since this is a sapling, right, and that's block plant, right, and then block plant, and then we have the sapling right here, right, because it's block plant, and then we look for the entities tab. So if it's a sapling at all, you know, I take a look at the attributes, right, I get the block attribute for the block entity, get the attribute, I subtract a day, and then I save it on there, mark it dirty, spawn some particles, and then the transient that it extends, the block entity transient, will now tick and see, oh, my time has come, right? The total growth, total hours till growth is in the negative now, you know, based on the time of the world. And then it triggers the growth of it. But it's only for block entity, right? Those saplings, right? Berry bushes are different. See, that has a last check it total days. See, they're different keys. It's all over. You gotta duct tape some of this stuff together sometimes. And then like block crop, that doesn't take from block plant, right? That's a specific block. And then that's where I have to get like, what's the current stage of the block? Let's add, you know, a day to it, 1 day, right? So we don't end up with like, you know, if carrots are like maximum of like 7, you know, like 7 different blocks, and that's how you see it like grow. If I end up adding 2 there and it's on the 6th, it's going to push it to the 8th, which is an invalid block. So things like that you gotta look out for. But see, it's kind of basic, right? I have to get what the new block is going to be, the new growth, and then I have to set that block and replace it, and then mark it dirty and spawn your particle, right? And then it grows. So I think growth 2 is good. Growth is good. This particular person with the keep crashing, given key projectile size, I took a look at this already before the screen. This one, they have like either 2 versions of my mod running. It's got to be 2 versions of it. Got to be 2 versions. You wouldn't get like a partial load if the mod just worked. So there's something different there. They are gonna have to figure that out. What I suggest to people is I don't know what the directory folder is that some mods can get thrown into. I just tell people reinstall the game. They reinstall the game, it wipes the slate clean, and it would delete that folder anyways. And then all of a sudden they're like, "Oh yeah, it's working now. That's weird." that is weird. This one, can't make a bone wand. I believe this is in common with Toolsmith, as it makes bones useful in the offhand for make handles or smithing parts. Additionally, can't see bone when trying to make a tablet. There is no bone yeah, there is no bone tablet. There's flint and then all my different kinds of stones and everything. Right, but there's no bone tablet, so we're gonna put that off to the side. Well, we will test. Grab some bones. We are going to make a bone wand. Get a single bone. We are going to sit and meditate while holding the bone. If it works, then it's probably a mod conflict, and object held is reacting to your mana. There we go. Works. Just to make sure it's a real spell, we're going to stand up, going to cast Transmutation. Just in the air. Doesn't matter. There we go. Yep. It is a real spell, and it took... so for this particular person, I'll end up writing back to them that work with no mods. If it is a mod conflict, then I think there's not much I can do about it. Like, every other mod should have free use of, like, base items, and right? So, I'll have to say that. Like, if it is a problem with one of those mods, this issue should be going to them. But I confirmed we can make it. The mod is too demanding for some reason and doesn't appear to be caused by effects or particles. I mean, what do you want me to say? Get a better computer, or use the settings for an NVIDIA card? This person most likely has an NVIDIA card. I get this a lot. My mod is demanding. Like, that's the way Magic has to work. I need to do checks on your mana. I need to synchronize the client and server for, like, your cast bar. There are demanding things with Magic. Right? Like, I use more watched attributes, and they're running into one of two things. Either, with all the other mods they have, this is a person that probably has 80-plus mods. Because it seems like most of the time when I hear this, it's people running very heavily modded stuff. They think it's the Magic mod because my mod was the straw that broke the camel spell. You can either get the mod for the rubber band fixer. I think it's called Rubber Band-Aid. And what that does is, so every player has watched attributes, right? Like, it's all the saved data. And Magic uses a lot of watched attributes. That how it keeps track of your buffs, like what your mana is, what your experience is. There's a lot. And and all mods share this pool of watched attributes, right? And if 10 of them or more are marked dirty and need a refresh, it will rewrite. It marks everything dirty. So if you have like 150 watched attributes because you have like 80+ mods, and 10 of them at the same time are trying to update data, it marks all 150 or 200 of your watched attributes as dirty, which will cause a stutter in anyone's game, right? So what Rubber Band-Aid does is it makes it to where that maximum cap gets increased. I think the default in that mod is it bumps it to 20, which in most cases is enough. And if you want to, and it has a config to where if it's like, you can maybe bump it up to 25 or 30 if you have like over 100 mods that are demanded. So either they need to put that mod on, or they need to go into their settings and do the settings for an NVIDIA card. If you have too many mods, the game will start to run like crap when an NVIDIA card. And there are things you have to do, like VSync has to be turned off. This game has a stroke. VSync's not turned off. I got something pinned in the Discord. This is not new. They need to adjust the settings. It happened to my game too a while back. Like, it was just, I had a couple mods. This was before the Magic mod. It was running like crap, and I had to do those NVIDIA settings, and all of a sudden it runs like a champion. I recently joined the Discord after playing Rustbound for a bit, and it's great, even if I never have enough rot. Yeah, rot is kind of important. How you doing, Dranson? Glad you're liking it, though. It is a slow burn. It's kind of crazy that people can rush Steel in like a couple days, you know. And I, you know, a lot of these servers, you know, there's a few servers that actually like stay active longer, and it's mainly people who like to chisel, you know, like people do role playing things. Like a lot of people, they'll take down a server, right, to try and lengthen, you know, the amount of time, you know, that they get people playing, right? So they'll shut a server down and be like, all right, server's going to be on Wednesday at 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. and you guys can play then, right? Because you'll get people no-lifing it, like maxing everything out, getting steel. And I mean, once you do that, you kind of stop playing. So Magic was meant to take a lot of time to keep people in a server, keep you kind of running on a treadmill with the carrot dang. Hello, sir. Hello. Possible ban invader. I know this is kind of off topic, but I saw that fishing is being worked on by the devs of Vintage Story. What are your thoughts on it? I normally like fishing. I normally like it. I don't know how I feel about it. I mean, it felt like Minecraft fishing. I did fishing with Minecraft. But, you know, that was a long time ago, too. Like, a simple system. You know what I mean? Like, I looked at it. Alright, this person. Hello, sir. Hello, sir. Hello, sir. Ban. Get out of here. Show you the door. I gotta get some sound effects on here. Get like a roar or something. I didn't really have a lot of thought on it. I thought my opinion for 1.22. It's kind of, it feels like it's kind of redoing like the blacksmith, right? It's trying to refocus on like blacksmithing and the mechanical power systems, right? And I felt like those were the strong points of the game already. There's a lot of other things that I would have preferred to have in than messing with the systems that are like the most fun. You know what I mean? Because when you mess with it, there's a chance you're gonna make it not fun. You know, trying to go in a new direction. You know, you want to fix something. Let's get like oceans that have things in it. You know what I mean? Like, let's, I don't know, get some kind of way to put biomes in. I don't know. You know, let's get a dimension, right? Let's get like our version of the Nether in here and open up that kind of stuff. Let's get animated texture. Like I just have other priorities. Well, yeah, I mean, like, it would be nice, like, even if it's like Minecraft, they had the skids, right? You know, like, just something in the water. Like, we have boats. We have a raft and a big boat to traverse large bodies of water, but there's no reason at all to ever go into the ocean. There's no danger. Like, you're safe, you know? You're safe. There's no loot. You know, I'm just worried that they are going to, you know, unfun something. Right? They're gonna unfun like blacksmith because they added this new thing and now blacksmithing's annoying. I don't know. And I think one of the things they were adding was like the water wheel, right? But I'm like, how many years ago did, you know, Medieval Expansion has a water wheel? How are you adding it to the base game, right? Embrace your modding community. That's like, you know, like with an airship and being like, all right, guys, we're gonna have airships now, and we're putting in horses, because, you know, and get rid of Feverstone, right? We're gonna add that stuff, or, you know. Although I would be on board with them putting in a magic system, because then it would force them to fix a lot of the client-server synchronization issues that come from like using an item. So that would be cool. I need dimensions, me too. I said, like, I had vacation days. Probably wouldn't do it now, but you know, if they had dimensions, I would have been like, I'm making the Vintage Story version of the Nether. You know what I mean? Like, it's gonna be a magic world. It's gonna have all these like monsters in it. It's gonna be hard mode, you know. But, we'll see. We'll see what the future holds. Okay, so for optimization, I'm just gonna put a link in. Yeah, I'll tell that person what I set up. Either get Rubber Band-Aid and up that default config, or, you know, maybe get a more powerful computer. I don't know if their lag too demanding. Like, is it a server? Because there are people that will come to me with the servers, and they'll get like one of the cheap servers, right? And it's like, oh, this server has 8 gigs of RAM, and it's, you know, it's like a $5 server. But when you read the fine print, you don't have 8 gigs. They dynamically allocate things. So you start off with like 2 gigs of RAM. And if you have a sudden burst need of like jumping up to 3 or 4, there's a chance that, you know, you're going to see issues in your game because the RAM wasn't there when it needed it, and now it allocated it, like, different. You know what I mean? And now things may not have loaded right, or it's... But you saved, you know, like $5 or $10 on your subscription, but you kind of get what you paid for, right? So I don't know what optimization means. It was a single... I'll call it a sentence. It didn't have a period. But we'll go past that. 3 down. We got 2 more to go, and then we're gonna go into. I think I'm just gonna push out the Wyvern. We're just gonna release it, and the reason why I'll explain the reason why a little later in the stream after we release it. Because guys, how is no one right now in this chat talking about Hytale? How has no one mentioned Hytale? What's going on? Once a mob starts to go near the void at night, I'm noticing a high volume of rubber banding, slow down, and tick warning server log. Doesn't seem to be an issue in single player through my testing. Well, I think I'm gonna need some server specs for this. Yeah, I'm gonna need some server specs. Because I can see here, looks like it is struggling. Yeah, it's like, what do you want me to say? I don't know. what should I say? I need to know your server specs. Let's go into the code. Maybe what I can do is we'll look at the code. I could maybe put like a timer on it, like a ticker, because it could be a little too aggressive with its pull, which means that I would also have to maybe change the motion, the speed, to kind of keep up with the fact that it's ticking less. Let's take a look at it. Maybe I could do something to alleviate it, but I would be curious about, you know, like what these server specs. So let's go to the top here. So on initialize, I believe it's this line. So it runs 10 times a second. And I get a I do initial checks, right? If there's nothing, then it just doesn't do it. It needs to have things locked into the array. I take a look at the cat. I root the individual down if they are a valid sacrificed entity. Then I have my base strength and the maximum strength, and then I start pulling them towards the center. When they get to the center, you know, this could be part of the reason why people were talking about how it just, like, throws the creature, you know, like, up into the sky. It could be the fact that their servers are struggling, and it never gets to actually see, like, the distance, and it just keeps applying the motion to pull them in. Could be that. That could be the reason. It would make sense. This music reminds me of Donkey Kong Country. My fave is the first water level. Yeah! I think I do have some Donkey Kong Country 1. Oh yeah, but that previous one, yeah, that was the Donkey Kong Country 1, the DK Islands. I love this kind of stuff. You know, it's so rare that I listen to, like, real music. Normally it's like game music. So when I listen to real music, I'm like, oh, this is... Let's play with this. I'm going to have this run 4 times a second. From 10 times a second, let's see what it looks like 4 times a second. Get drift. You can see that. Actually, looking pretty good. Ooh, but you know what? Ooh, this is gonna be a hard one. This is gonna be hard because it needs to be fast. It needs to be fast because it needs to... If I have it this slow, right, there's a chance that it could overshoot. Ah, see it kind of ticking away there? And then it finally speeds up. So I think I need to... Oh, man. So it will be less demanding this way, but there is a chance that it won't catch the entity. There'll be too much of a delay. Let's try and mess with the speed. Maybe this won't be as bad. So base strength. Let's maybe start this. By 15. Yeah, see, you could see it like stop and go. And then it gets close enough, and it's like, oh, okay. Ramp duration. Let's just do a 1 second. Maybe I can't do the slow initial slow pull. We'll wait for this thing to plunge him. But, not doing it, huh? Let me put those settings back here. Maybe I can do the we'll change the strength. Really do much. Although that's the minimum, right? That's the minimum. So it could still be pulling from here. And then that's my pull strength. It's the amount of ticks pulled divided by the ramp. So that's the gradual pulling. That's the target position. That is the distance. And we normalize. Ooh, I do have an accumulator here. Let's try and limit this down. Okay, that was a little smoother. Wait for it to finish that off. There we go. Not really. Not really. The density factor. I'm thinking. I'm not really sure how I can. Because the goal is to have the same drag, right? The same drag with less, like, stress on the server. Same drag, less. So maybe. This is a good one. Good one. Target position, current position, that's the target position. Maybe what I will do here is I'm just going to multiply everything by 5x or 5d for the pole string. Oh, and you know what? We are also going to come down to and I'm going to get rid of that. So each tick, it's going to pull this entity. Getting worse. Hmm. I'm gonna undo this. I feel like that's not the right way to... If I set this to maybe 5 times, maybe I need to... see with both of them, right? So it gets to a certain point that it starts to... factor. I'm just gonna put a static. Okay. So, yeah, it's gonna cause more stress. It needs to do more calls. Right, and that one's getting sucked into there. So I can't have it tick any slower. Have it tick any bring that back down. Oh, and now that one's being pulled into there. This one's greedy. Let it fill that off. I should put bloodstones on. Alright, there we go. Now it's gonna eat everything. Here, now it's... Let me undo everything I did here. Oh, I did. So is this generating essence? Sacrifice entity array. I mean, there's one way that I could clip this. It doesn't eat more than one thing at a time. That's one way to do it. Setting the sacrifice based on the cap, I'm setting the values for the amounts per tick and the ticks. I can leave that right where it is. That's a good place for it. Then I increase the ticks pulled. Which has to do with the strength factor. So what if I set this is a static, right? And then we don't do anything with the full ticks. Right, because it's getting a dictionary. Just updating that dictionary. Let's let it eat that. Still slowly dragging. Does something happen in 1.21.5? Because this wasn't the behavior it had. I'm tired of this game, like, fucking, ugh. Every minor update, something breaks. I may have to think on this one. May have to think about it. Because I don't see anything else here. Right, apply sacrifice effect. The particles that are screwing it up? No, it wouldn't be the particles, because it's like while it's would be. Okay, so I think it was that. Now, for whatever reason, you know, it could also be the part. Why affects the sacrifice? Okay, so that's just fly. Wait, I want that on. Let's go into the block station devouring void. I may have to do something different with the. Wonder if it's generating too many. Let's see. If I get rid of this, it's not going to spawn those. Well, it's not the particles. Well, it's doing the same kind of thing. I'm going to have to take a look at this, I guess. Or hope that 1.21.6 fixes whatever bullshit 1.21.5 broke. Like, you know, what the hell am I supposed to do? See, then it gets to a certain point where it's... Oh. I'm gonna increase the strength of scaled strength. F5. Yeah, so now it's gonna be steady, and I think the closer it will get, it gets a little faster. I'll set that at 1.0 from... you know, I'll do 1. Right? And then for the strength, I'm gonna bump it up to... Maybe it just can't handle, like, the slow drag. Oh, and that one's now being pulled to that one. Here. There we go. It just slingshot right back over. Bump it. Kind of curious. Just sucked it right in, didn't it? Seems to be a little better. Max pull strength. Strength factor. So maybe I will keep this at 10. And we will come back up to the top here. If I just set it at 200. Let's let this eat everything. See, I feel like at this point, you start to see... You could see the fact that I lowered the amount of times this is calling. Because it's going to be 5 times a second, so it's been... So this needs to be like 100 to make it look smoother. Honestly, it probably should be... Yeah. I mean, it's a little smoother. I'll deal with this later. I want to get that other mod out. For this one, I'll put in like a optimization for it to try and help people out with it. Ah, this is the kind of stuff I like. Someone gave me a crash report. You know what? Actually, I think I may have already put it. But we will see. See, when someone gives me, like, a null point exception crash report, it may be very bad, but oh my god, it tells me exactly what I need to look at. Like, it's perfect. There's no needle in the haystack. I just go to where it is. So this one has to do with HUD player castbar. I wouldn't have to do special things with the cast bar if the client and server synchronize, like on item use. Alright, and what specifically are we looking at? Line 447, right here. Okay. If this player right-hand item slot isn't empty, the item stack in that slot, collectible code path contains, so it's crashing here. Does right-hand come up? Unsure how to reproduce this bug. Hopefully crash will by the issue. Seems like a simple, unhandled. I feel like question. I was hoping. Could I just see? I'll try and add something. Right. We will. Does not equal null. There we go. All right. I'm not sure what else to do. You know, I'll go one step further. One step further. Well, bam. If the player is not null, if the player right-hand item slot is not null, if that slot is not empty, right? And they'll put item stack does not equal null. Actually, I think I probably could have just put the question mark. No, damn it. But right, like this will check every little bit, right? Is the player valid? Yes. Does the player have use of their right hand, their main hand? Yes. Is that right hand not empty? Right, it has something in it. Continue. Right now, is that item stack, which it has to be an item stack? does that not equal to null? Right? And now maybe we feel comfortable enough to be able to get collectible code path contained. Guess not. And I'm just going to copy this, and we will paste it here. And we'll paste it here, right? For all tiers 1, 2, and 3. So if there is a null, I should be catching it. Right? I would have to be. Hey, Rivian. How's it going? I would have to be. Right? There we go. Save. Hey! Alright, guys. That is all of them. All of them. Not too bad. I'll play around with the Devouring Void a little later. Maybe, I don't know. It could be a... It was working fine with 1.21.4. 1.21.5 came out. Now it's suddenly a problem. My code didn't change, you know, between the two versions, so something else did. So am I fighting the game, right? Or am I fighting an actual issue in the mod? I don't know. Alright. Modding. How's modding? Modding is going well. Just finished the Rustbound Magic issues that people have been sending to me. Now we are going to try and get this Mythic Legends mod out into the wild. I'm trying to clean things up here. Because guys, Hightail, guy. Alright, Mythic Legends. You know what? Cancel. Force quit. Cancel. Hold on. Stop. Stop. We're gonna make a new world. New world. I want to see it brand new. And I'm gonna test some basic things. Right? I'm gonna test some basic things, and then I'll feel confident enough to push this mod out. Finally. What we need to do first, though, before I do anything, is we're gonna come down to here. I'm gonna put 1.0.0, right? Adds wyverns to... There we go. Now we're gonna build, we're gonna create a new world, and we're gonna spot test things, and I believe I already have the mod deep. Got some screenshots there. Hey, there's a server tab. Oh, it wants me to log in? Ugh. One second, y'all. Damn it. Gotta get my code. Hold on. One moment. Uno momento, por favor. Notification. Great. Alright. So I do have something down already. I got a screenshot. And I put some stuff on here. But yeah, that's all the stuff. So it's in a draft right now. Let's test it out. Test it out. Kinda crossing my T and dotting my. Create new world. We'll call this Legends. Great world. I want to see these things spawn. I want to see different types spawn. I want to be able to see babies. We'll test to see if we can crate the babies. I've extensively already tested the growing. That works. Confirm. Oh, you know what? Do this right. I have my standard tuba, high, short, none, pine, none, double. There we go. There's Vice. And I am always a clockmaker if a Rust Mage is not available. Game mode 2. And let's... Oh, there we go. So there's one wyvern, baby. Not seeing a lot of ones, which is good. We saw the one. I want them to be a little more. There we go. Got a couple more. And that one spawned in a group of 3. They're going to be similar to wolves. There we go. Okay, there's another type that's trying to, like, run at some... Oh, it's trying to get the raccoon! I gave up. It's like, fuck this. Oh, cool. We got a baby. I can see the stats. Perfect. Perfect. I should make them hit harder. I think it can't... There we go. Its hitbox is getting its own way. Honestly, I don't care. It's fine. It's a bigger creature. Like, I can't remake the game's hitbox. Look at that one. That one's flying. Good. So, Flight Brain looks like it is working. Excellent. Alright. Let's take a look here. So for creative, you will have the semi-tamed. You have to saddle break these. You have the fully tamed, you'll have the wild, and then you'll have the baby. Let's test the name tag. Saddlebag, let's get Italian. We will test with the blue. Male blue. Let's get a crate. Crap. Go. Now let's get some meat. All red meat. Treat yourself. Fucking broke. Gotta work on one of these. So that one just broke altogether. Hey, there we go. We got one. Right, so we could pick it up. Let's create a fence. Good enough. So I should be able to release it. It's going to be afraid of you, right? All of these things will run away from you. So you can't, like, run up and catch it. You got to set a trap and, like, lure it. Stay away from it. This is a Gen 0. I believe Gen 1 or Gen 2, maybe it's Gen 2, they don't run from you anymore. Maybe it's like Gen 1, they don't run from you anymore as a baby, and then Gen 2, you can, like, pet them. You're not able to pet these. So I've extensively tested their blood. Here's me. Look at it trying to be an adult flapping its wings. Alright. Let's test grown-up version. Because that's what everyone's gonna want to have, right? We'll get already here. We'll test two. Semi-tame. Let's sit on them. Put the reins on. Sitting on them makes it to where for an in-game hour they won't move. And let's put the saddle on. So for saddle breaking, yeah, it's like moving on its own right now. It kicked me off. So I was at 20, now it's 19. You could do this once every day to fully saddle break this. So it's just like the Elks, which is fine. Let's get a fully tamed one and test fight. Round. Let's put the saddlebag on. Let's put the medallion on. Another one of these. Saddle. Let's test the naming. Ooh, what would I want to eat right now? Not gonna lie, I haven't had a cheeseburger in a... I could go for it. I feel like I want a cheeseburger. Alright, can I name you? Name has been updated. Name has not been updated because I don't see it now. Oh wait, I did that, right? Yeah, select the name. There we go. I wasn't close enough. Did I put it? Put it there. Oh! Try and reload here, see if something comes back. Still got Mr. Cheeseburger. Alright, so it's saved. Oops, I meant to put a saddle on. Saddle spot. Let's get the lantern. Let's deck this thing out. Get a nice gold lantern. Get a crock. Okay, so for the crock, I should be able to put it... Is it a crock or is this something else? Oh, cooking pot. Put that there, so that works. Oh, I think it needs food in it. I want to do that. It'll work. Oh, is this guy super slow? A speed of 4? Oh. guy's not even good enough for glue. Yeah, this guy sucks. Let's get someone better. Luck of the draw. Who do we get? Speed of 14. Okay. Hey, buddy, stop walking around. There we go. Let's get another saddle. Not a saddlebag. Need a bridle. That's all we need. Want to test flow. Oh. On. There we go. Seems to be working pretty well. Back up and... Seems to be working well. Land. Yeah, this speed is... This is slow. Speed is gonna matter, but you could breed these. So if you get one, like, it's like Minecraft horses. If you get one with a decent speed, like this one, the health is actually almost max. 20 is the max. Actually, that one's... Oh, that was only 8. Right, but something like this would be mediocre, right? But you could breed, try and breed like the health 19 with like another wyvern that may have like speed of 20, you know? And then try and get the best of both worlds. And it also takes a look at the mom and the dad. It'll take a look at the mom and the dad, and it will pick one of those skins for the baby. I don't know. There's not really much more to test with this, right? Like, you fly. Animations seem to be pretty good. It gently glides back down if you dismount. Ooh, the flute. The bone flute. Right? Because you could put the elk medallion on. Or not the medallion, right? But you could use the bone flute. Yep. Comes right over to you. Perfect. Perfect. We got a subscriber on YouTube. Hey. Awesome. For that subscribe. I've been waiting to get like 500 to start like actually putting real videos and stuff up. Look at him! He's like flying up to me. I love it. It's because of the bone flute. Still under the effects of the bone. Probably not it. So I'd say this is pretty good. Pretty good. Save and quit. I saw that owner was Vice because I put the medallion on. Did I go through? Oh. There we go. Alright guys, I'm just gonna push this out. We're gonna build it all. Mythic Legend. Cake build. Boop. Okay, so that should be good to go. I'm going to... Gotta find it. Releases. Here it is. I'm gonna do one more test. We're gonna open up Vintage Story. Now this is the real game here. Mod folder. Get rid of that. And we will paste in what I just built here. Oh, I gotta put a, You know what I could do? I could... Alright, I think I know what I'm doing. I think I know. Go back to Mythic... I don't want the... I gotta find this in. There we go. I'm just gonna copy this out. Mod icon. Keep canvas size. There we go. Smaller, maybe. There we go. Beautiful. It's perfect. Boom. There's your mod icon. There we go. Which means, let's go back into here. Let me get rid of this. And we are going to come back up to the top. I got to rebuild. We'll cake build it again. Then we will push this out. I'm trying to like cross my T's and dot my I's, right? I know with Hightail, I'm gonna be making some Hightail. Totally gonna do it. Actually, back when I started doing vintage story modding, before I had a decision to make. I wanted to get back into modding. I had taken a break from Minecraft modding, and I was thinking like, well, do I jump into Minecraft, right, and then just do modding, or do I mod for vintage story? And I picked vintage story. Okay, I think I did this. But I picked vintage story because it ran on C#. And I already knew Java, but I know C# is something that you would use in like Unity. And it would be cool to maybe eventually make a game of my own. So I decided to jump into vintage story mod, right? But I was making that decision because at the time, Hightail was very much a thing. Before Riot got their grubby hands on it, right? I was waiting for Hightail. I think that waiting room wait now gonna be over. And I don't know how fast they're gonna be able to get things out, but time will tell. So I want to make sure, like, you know, like my mods are kind of, you know, at least have all the bug fixes and stuff that I can put in, before I get sucked into that. Alright, copy this. Let's go mods, paste, reload. There it is. Perfect. Mythic Legends. Let's make sure we can log into the game, that there are no errors. Looking good so far. Perfect. Done. Donezo. Let's go into here. Boop. All right, we're gonna add a release. But initial release. I'll put a little heart for the people. We are going to aim. Bring it over. Failed to parse mod information from this file. Property dependency mod info. Oh, yeah, that's right. They changed it. Hold on. We're going to have to rebuild again. Copy. We'll just back out. Just leave. Leave and leave. I need to come down to mod info. And I think it's dependencies now instead of even though it works perfectly fine, like the website specifically looks for, which sucks. Yeah, see, it's dependency. Release. Initial release. Copy this from my Rustbound Magic mod info. There we go. Dependency. Perfect. Description. A mod ID. Done. Save. Now we gotta rebuild again. Now we could cake build. All right. Hey! Worked. Saving back. There it is. Now, let's have this not... Totally forgot how to... I think I go into edit. Alright, let's just double check this. This mod has a new creature to Vintage Story. Wyvern. And turn into flying mounts. You can set traps to capture hatchlings found in the wild with carnival crates. Careful, they'll run away from you if you get too close. So using meat, careful, they'll get too close. You can also get lucky and chase them into a fenced area. Once you fence them in, feed them meats or veggies that they like enough until they grow into semi-tamed wyverns. Failure to take care of them enough will cause them to grow up into aggressive wild wyverns. After that, you'll have to go through the process of saddle breaking. Good enough. Perfect. Save. Alright, y'all. There it is. Wait, I'm gonna be my first download. Heyo! I was the first! Alright, well, enjoy. What other mods we got here? I'm kinda curious what server. Some libraries, player menus, server quest NPC. Devastator. Devastates. Sounds very dangerous. Interesting. See, stuff like this, like, there should be another tab for people who make some kind of mod specifically for their server, right? Some changes for our FF Farms and Forges server. That should be a totally different section, right? Because that's useless to most people, right? Unless someone wants to play specifically on that server. There should be a separate like tab for it. That's interesting though. Yeah, see like another server specific one. It just makes it to where you have to like go through. You know what I mean? You gotta like really go through and be like, is this a mod everyone can use, or is it one person? Or two, or five, right? I think that. Alright, cool. Rustbound Themology. I was unsure about the names. Alright, what are we gonna do? Got some time. I guess we could look at I wanna look at vintage, or I wanna look at Hightail. We're gonna look at a little Hightail stuff. I'm already part of the Hightail modding community. Of course I am. Oh, interesting. I don't know, or should I just play more Satisfactory? I'm almost done with it. Maybe we'll jump into Satisfactory. For a little bit anyways. Whoop. We'll change the game. Although I feel like I'm kind of reaching the end of... More work to do. Update. Alright. We'll fire it up. And a little later, like after stream, I have to go through my GitHub and update my GitHub. Pull up all of the changes that I've made for Rustbound Magic, and then come out with that update. That'll be a little late. Where winds meet. I'm kind of at endgame with Satisfactory. I'm starting to lose my steam a little bit. I'm like on like the like second to last here, right? Like I can make the aluminum now. I got my jetpack, so my world has gotten very very wire friendly. I've been putting wires like everywhere to be able to fly everywhere. and I've been dropping bombs on things too. So like I'll just fly up and like drop some bombs or come in with my trusty gun and just start blasting things. Get that. That's radioactive. I can't pick that back up. I gotta make the hazmat. We could probably just like rush in. Ah, some guard dog you are. Ooh. Grab another slug, why not? See, I'm getting to the point now where it's like I have a lot of slugs. I mean I could fly around, right? Like what more do I really want to what more do I want out of this? I've got a lot of summer sloops. I caught it while its back was turned. I already got that. That's useless. That's useless. See, and I started to put like wires all throughout here so I could like fly up everywhere. I bet you there's something up there. I bet you. Whoa, let's fly up to there. Kind of spread it out a little bit. Yeah, see? I knew it. Grab this. See, it's just kind of extra credit. I think I'm ready to like move on to an. I think that's what I'm ready to really give it a try. Like I have to admit, there's something about Enshrouded that isn't keeping my attention like I thought it would. I can't explain it. It's like I like how the game looks, but something is... I can't put my finger on it. And it could be the fact that it's... I feel like it's not really great to, like, get into starting off. Needs a broken battery. Okay. There we go. Mine. I don't really see. Oh, hey, we got some. But I'll give it a try. Also, I think it would be better playing Enshrouded. Like I tried solo. Like it was kind of weird, right? Like the game starts you off with like, oh, you wake up, and then it dumps information on you as to like what you are, right? Almost like reading a manual. And then you go outside, and then there's that shrine there, and then you kind of read that little paragraph, right? Like it's one paragraph, then another paragraph. And there's nothing, and then it's like, oh yeah, now go to this place, and by the way, you're gonna put your first home down, and then it dumps like an essay on about like now suddenly you have to be like borderline pro to figure out how to build in the game. I know. And what is this? Oh, Caterium. Okay, that's cool. I don't need it, but that's cool. Oh, oh. My feet are touching the ground. Ugh. Are you talking about Satisfactory? No, I'm talking about Enshrouded. Enshrouded's kind of... I've been trying to get into it, and there's something that makes it, like, not fun. I don't know what it is. And it could just be starting off, right? Like it could be that you start off and like with Enshrouded, and it gives you a couple paragraphs to like get you in the game, but I don't feel like attached to the world. I'm in a spot that I don't like, right? That initial spot, and it's like, great, okay, I'm like some kind of eternal flame. Right? And then all of a sudden it's like, oh yeah, now that you built this spot, here's a bunch of stuff you're gonna have to know, like, right, to set up an area, right, a land claim. And now all of a sudden you have to like know Oh yeah, you need a build tool. You need to create the materials, right? Now you need to equip those materials. Now, with those equipped materials, you need to know how to hold down either Alt or Control or Shift, right? To, like, go through the different functions. And it just, like, dumps all this stuff on you, right? And it's like, okay, well, I'm still building a house in a spot that I hate. And now you're like, oh, you know, go get this NPC. But NPCs are basically furniture, you know, in the game. Right? Like, they don't feel alive. Like, it's not like Aska or anything where it's like a community, right? And the NPCs, like, it's basically like you've unlocked blacksmith. This is your, it's like walking up to a forge. You know what I mean? Like, except it kind of talks to you. You know, you place them in your house like a chair. And maybe that's like a combination of those things and the fact that I'm not playing with anyone. That motherfucker. Boom! Yeah, you get out of here. I will take this, thank you. We could have lived in peace. See, once you get the jetpack, it's like, why bother, like, actually going on ground to, like, explore anything? I don't have to make, like, scaffolds anymore, right? I just do this. Here we go. Hey, look, another summer suit. There we go. Good morning, Vice. Good morning, Can. Can Cole. How you doing? Curious about your first symphony now. Songs about the first temple, Muscle Body, but it is interesting to see, like, the banter back and forth between, like, the, you know, AI and this other, like, ancient AI. And while I'm putzing around here, my factories are all, like, they're all booking. Alright. Whoops. Some guard dog you are. I guess we'll go a little further and we'll just go back home. Like, there's nothing else that I really need here. I got all my stuff set up. Kind of spreading things out. Come on, get it, get it, get it, get it, get it! Oh! I don't know what kind of water that is. Probably shouldn't touch it. Alright, where's home? That way. Let's blaze a path. Kind of zigzag it a little bit, right? There we go. Go. Come on down. Or power slip. Alright. Oops. Oh, okay, I already got something there. Here, we'll blaze a path over here. Dodge that fireball. Better luck next time. I'll make sure to pass your legend on to your friends. I'll tell them you missed you had one job to do. To guard that power slug. You failed. I think he cried after I pwned him, too, you know? I saw some tears. He had some sniffles. His name was Jeff. Tell his family. I'll put that down there. Alright, where was that? There. I'm getting a lot of these things, too. Alright, home is over there. Perfect. Alright. Yeah, this is, I guess I could get that. I'll get that. Why not? How goes Dragon, Shrouding, and Factory Life? You mean dragons like the, mod I just put out? The Wyvern mod? Yeah, because Wyvern mod's out. Enshrouded, it's really hard to get into Enshrouded. I want to like it. I can't get into it. Like, maybe it's just a game that I need to, like, play with someone, you know? There's not enough in it by itself. Think of that. Yeah, once you get flying, like, this is... There's no threat anymore. Yeah, it's out already. Yeah, I pushed it out before I hopped into Satisfactory. Figured push it out, warts and all. I'm gonna try to go through my mods. I want to keep them at least up to date. Vintage. But you know, the writing's on the wall. I've been waiting for Hightail. Actually, like the Vintage Story has been my Hightail waiting room. And now that, you know, there's actual, like, you know, stuff's coming out for it, I'm totally going to be modding for it. And I know that's going to be sucking up a lot of my time. I'm trying to get everything, like, as stable as I can before Hightail takes my time. Look at me, pulling a full-on Grinch over here. I'll take that. I'll take that. Anything else of value over here? Boom! Fuck you! I think that's everything. Let's continue. I don't think that's a bad thing. I look forward to seeing what you do over there. Yeah. I'm looking forward to it too. Like, being able to actually use Blockbench. Oh my god. Freaking game changer. I'm really excited about it. Really, really excited. Oh, what do you need? Plastic. Alright, let's get some plastic. We'll make a path back to the factory. What is Hightail? It's Hytale. They were a group of Minecraft modders. They had a really popular community. Decided to make their own Minecraft with modders in mind. I like the art style of Hightail. It's gonna be a game that I get sucked into. Yeah, another game like Vintage Story or Minecraft. Don't know enough what separates it other than as League of Legends characters. No, there's no League of Legends. You can go through Hightail. I don't mind showing some Hightail. Here, Right, this is the Hytale main site. They actually talk about like the modding strategies and stuff because again, it's a Minecraft that has like modders and right? I'm already in the modding thing. Like this right here is a game changer. How many times have you guys seen me struggling with shaders in Vintage Story? You can't preview shit, like nothing's documented. And you get something like this where the person's in the game while they are like messing with particles using the Hytale asset editor, right? Like kind of going through, here we'll skip ahead, right? Changing color palettes and stuff and seeing it live, right? Starting to put some transparency on there, right? Starting to put particles like that. Like this is what I've been waiting for, right? And it's basically Minecraft, right? You make your character. The creatures are pretty cool in this. It's kind of going over all their server, like the scripting and how the modding's gonna be. They had a video. Let me see if I could find that. Oh, you know what? It's probably in the yeah, here we go. So they got like the basics for combat in, right? They got their skeletons, like dual daggers, like you could see the special attack that they just did. There's like a charge attack. Basically Minecraft, right? Charging the weapons, doing their leaps and stuff. Different swords, like, you know, they have like their actual short swords. The way the animation feels and everything, like being able to actively block, you know, equip a shield and stuff. They have the, if you like warriors and like WoW and stuff, that's the bow. You could do like a charged attack with the bow. See if we can get to the part here. You could do like, there's like a leap attack. See if we find it. The different creatures, like I like the way the creatures look. They have these like floating ghoulish kind of things. Those were cool. Healing totem. That's right. That's in the base game. Yeah, see, like that thing. I saw this video before. He knocked that out of the sky. It was flying. Right, so it was in the air, and he took a bow and knocked it down. Right, did a charged attack on it, knocked it down, and started like did a multi-shot there for a charge attack. Right, like they have the spin to win for the double-handed axe. But I mean, this is a game I've been waiting. Like when Riot bought this, I had high hopes. Right, when they took it over, and then you know it's been like 3 years of just shit from. And then they, you know, when they killed the project, when Riot killed it, the original Hytale creators bought it back, and now they're pushing it out and reversing a lot of the Riot bull. I like these creatures. You know, this is going to be the game that I want to mod for, right here. Like the jumping, the animations, everything. Even though this is like early access, it looks really good. Different biomes here, like it's, you know, like every place felt like the dark forest that you saw, right? Like with the fireflies and stuff, that felt like a dark forest. This feels like a desert. You know, like running around, like the combat, being able to like switch, like this right here. Yeah, that mage shooting magic. Well, that's Hytale. I thought that was Vintage Story, yeah. And then Vintage Story woke up and then realized it was still Vintage Story. Vintage Story is a good game, but, you know, it's a different feel. I've enjoyed playing Vintage. I've enjoyed modding. But I know what my next step is. Is it different now? I thought it was owned by Riot or something. Yeah. Not anymore. It wasn't Riot to begin with. It was its own project. And now, and Hytale was like bought by, Riot bought Hytale from those developers, right? And it became a Riot Studio thing. And then Riot lost their wind in their sails. Can't blame them. All right, where's all my need plastic? 200 should be good. All right, let's go open that up and get that hard drive. Is the focus on building or mostly combat exploration? They have creative. It's like Minecraft, right? Like it's like asking, well, is Minecraft or Vintage Story based on exploration or building? It's both. I prefer exploration. I'm not much of a builder. I am an explorer. I like combat, and I like the pace of that combat. I think it could be a lot of fun. Hey, Odur, yeah, I'm still on. I like Vintage Story, love the focus on building and the slower playstyle. I just wish there was more to do. I wish that, like, I could play on a server with buddies and not have them sprint steal. You know what I mean? Oh! Alright, I'm gonna get a little greedy here. Getting a little greedy. That. Boom! Hey, I can recoup my plastic. Hell yeah, computers? Yeah. Anything else? Oh shit, there was plastic down here too? I didn't have to go all the way back home. Oh, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Yeah, and there are parts I like I like napping in Vintage Story. I love the blacksmith. Vintage Story does a good job with like the way the blacksmith does a really good job. It's fun. It feels like Tinker's Construct, right? With a little less, but it's enough to where I'm like, you know, it's good. It's good. I feel like it's solid. One of the better points. All right, let's head back home. All right. See, I've completed most of the stuff here. I mean, I could get my other spheres. We could probably upgrade this again. I could start upgrading this side, but I feel like this side just like I don't really care about this, and it gets like worse too. I can't make this. Power slugs. I don't know where this comes from, the time crystals. Not sure where time crystals come from. But I got a couple more things here. Really, this is like, I think I need nuclear power for this. Because that's, yeah, encased uranium cells. It's kind of like the final frontier, but I could bang this one out. Right? I could bang, maybe this one? What's this? Empty fluid tank. Used to package gases and volatile liquids for transportation. I may be able to do that one. I mean, I could probably get enough for the slugs here, but I would have to be able to make these, so I would have to complete this first. Yeah. Logging into VS a sec, building a windmill blacksmithy. Oh, I like Vintage Story. Do me a favor and try to make something as in-depth as Rustbound in a game like that. I can promise you I will be. I can promise you. Like I'm already like in the modding community. Like day one, I'm there. I have time off of work that I will be using, and I will be streaming all of it. It's gonna be awesome. A lot of fun. It would be nice to have more activities in Vintage Story. I agree. It would be nice. I love leveling and I like magic. I think it would be a good base game addiction. Give more recipe uses and all your stuff you can collect. I would agree. And, you know, it could just be a matter of time. Not that, you know, Vintage Story will never have that stuff. They're working on that new, you know, version. Like, they kind of mentioned magic, I think, a while back in their post once. You know what I mean? Like, I think it's on their mind. We just hit second winter. I'm barely about to start Iron. And who was it? I think. Was it Copycat? That dude like rushes Iron. He rushes Steel. He knows exactly what he needs to like get Steel production. It's impressive. It is impressive. I can't speed run. I probably could. I don't want to. It takes the fun out. Hey, I can finally get this. Fucker. We're eating good tonight. Oh, man. That's great. Vexus, have you seen some of the new devlogs for VS? Some of the new things, like more in-depth blacksmithing and fishing. I haven't. I've seen the fishing. I haven't seen the more in-depth blacksmithing. I've heard of it. I was kind of scared on it. I feel like blacksmithing's one of the parts that's like really good about the game. And it worries me that, you know, like touching a system that is like known good and working. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to see that kind of thing suddenly become annoying or not fun, or... You know, because it could sound good on paper, but when you actually start playing it, it's like Rustbound, right? Like, a lot of the stuff, like, I made on stream, and it sound good until you start actually playing with it, and you're like, oh my god, this is fucking terrible. Like, this is a slog and a half. I didn't think it would do that. I'm so sorry. I apologize. I'm gonna ruin this world. There's nothing but like cables everywhere. Just like a spider web of electricity. Oh hey, look, I can blow that up there. There we go. Alright, let's do it. And I'm gonna throw it in. More. Hey! More of these. Oh, Vexus, I put out the Wyvern mod. I'm trying to like clean up everything to you know, knowing that Hytail's going to be taking a lot of my they did some quenching with sharpness buff, which is pretty cool. Okay. Yeah, I get you. It looks good. You should go take a peek when you can. You can take a peek right now. You saw our beautiful scale babies. Ah, yeah. I've been updating a lot of FS Wilds, but still working on our lovely... I figured just get it out, right? Bug fixes and stuff. Well, you know I'll play some Hytail with you. Hell yeah. Great. Great. As soon as I can buy it, I'm buying it. I don't know when it's going to be. It could be a couple months, right? Could be a couple months. I know they're probably way behind They went back to the build before Riot took it, which is great. And it's a cool concept for the modding, because like, you know how like in Minecraft and Vintage Story you have like client side mods and server side mods. With this, it's just server plugin, right? So the server, it's all server authoritative, which means that in itself means that the client and server will always agree on things like time and usage and stuff. That, you know, all the problems that VS currently, like that should be baked in working. Which by itself, it's going to be freaking fantastic. I want to make a necromancer mod. Like, they have skeletons. I want you to have one of those as a combat pet. You know, like, I want to make a summoners kind of thing, because it already has magic, so I can just piggyback off of an already working system to really make some cool crap. I hope that someone will make a skeleton race mod there too. You know they will. You know it. Alright, where else am I going to explore? Ooh. You thought I didn't see you up there in that tree, huh? 2 of them! Oh my god, there's so many in this tree. So this is number 3. I think there are 4 in this tree, right? And there's one up here. There are 5. Cool, alright. This was a good tree. Wonder if these slugs killed this tree. 5 power slugs on it was just too much for this poor thing. Couldn't take it. Skeleton race, like the bony horses. Still have my skeleton horse. Get to release it on Halloween, but got my ghost fish out. Nice. Wonder if I should still release it with the next patch. I would. Yeah. Slug kills trees. Nab the slugs. Oh yeah, so you said Vintage Story had a dev of changes. I saw like the quality of life thing. I saw the fishing, all the mechanical power stuff. Oh, you know what? I think I did see it. It was a while ago. Tempering, right? Like it was, yeah, like quenchable temperature, power gain. This is my thought though. I'm gonna play devil's advocate. It's a good system that they're putting in. Can they please balance combat so it means something? Please. Is a spear going to be just as good? Like, can I run with like 5 stone spears and throw them and destroy everything without armor? You know, and what am I really fighting against, right? Like drifters, you know, like we got some mobs, but you know, like give me a reason to want to sharpen the sword, because like plus 17%. Do you know what 17% of 4 damage is? You know what I mean? Like at what point is the number fluff? And then the number actually going to mean something. You know? Like, I think those stats need to be rebalanced quite a bit. And maybe the way you rebalance it is by increasing the health pools of all the creatures. You know what I mean? And then scaling up your power so it means something, so you're not doing like 1.5 damage. You know what I mean? Like why do like half kind of floating point damage number? You know what I mean? Like Am I wrong? Anyone else feel that way? I wonder how many people. I will say this too. I wonder how many Hytale people stayed with Vintage Story. When they Simone, I think, when they mentioned like Hytale save, right? They bought the rights back, and they're you know going to be releasing, and they all the steps to like a an early access release. You know, they said that like they brought back a lot of the people and more, right? And that was at that time, and they had more coming back, so they were getting their original people back. So I wonder how many people started off with like oh yeah, we're gonna go to Vintage Story, and then have canceled, because I haven't heard anything about like the Hytale. Like I would have expected like, oh, this is the talents we have now, Jumbo Jambu, who's been working on Hytale for 13 years, and they like blah blah, and like an introduction, and I haven't seen anything like that, so I'm like, did you guys lose the talent that you you just said you got? Yeah, like I was kind of wondering that, like, I mean, it's fine if they did, because obviously Vintage Story has talent, right? They got people that can develop the game. But I was kind of curious about that. I don't even know where I am anymore. I'm just like flying around, looking for shinies, like my EverQuest 2 days, looking for those collectibles on the ground. Quixote coming in with the raid. Welcome in, everyone. Welcome. Here, let me grab this slug here. Oh, and this one. Give you a shout out. We'll see what you were playing. Maybe. Let's see. Whenever I think Quixote, like I always think about like our first interaction with me trying to pronounce your name, right? And you gave me the phonetic spelling of it, and I even said it. I was like, Quixote, right? And then you're like, Quixote, and I'm like, oh, Quixote, and it didn't click. And then, it's like, what's that? And I'm just, it didn't click that was the way you said the name. Yeah, yeah, it's all okay with Quixote. Did the shout out work? Oh, it did not. There we go. Yeah, you were playing Minecraft. I knew it. Quixote, Hytale Quixote. I know you're gonna be side-eyeing that. Barry, oh, Barry Vice, hey! It's Barry Moore. My first interaction with you was from ViesCraft. What's up with Hytale? Hytale's been saved. The original developers bought it back from Riot. They are like on the road to release. They got the price down. Like they've said like it's not perfect, right? Like it's gonna be an early access, but I was thinking, I'm like, I remember playing like Minecraft when they just put beds in. And people were going like crazy about Minecraft, right? Even think about it, like before that time, you couldn't like you would die and then go back to respawn, right? So there's been a lot of stuff, Quixote. It's back on, so I'm getting my I'm getting my affairs in order for Vintage Story, right? Like I released the Wyvern mod. I got a fix fix update coming out for Rustbound Magic. Didn't Hytale already exist? Well, it did before. So Hytale was from the Hypixel Studio people. They had like their own Minecraft community. And it's a bunch of people who are like mod developers, like, Quixote and myself, like, mod developers. And they're like, yeah, you know what? We're going to make our own kind of version of Minecraft. And then they made progress on it, right? And they made a lot of good progress, and then Riot Games came along and threw money around and bought them out, right? Makes sense. Bigger studios do that kind of stuff when they see something that could have value, right? Like, that could be a good project. Over the past 3 years, right, Riot, like, they basically had to change their game engine because Riot kind of demanded, like, hey, it needs to be playable on consoles, so you guys are pretty much starting from scratch using C++, which has console support. So what they did is when they and then of course Riot Games killed it, the project, like 2-3 months ago. All right, I'm getting lost. I'm just going back home. Let's just zigzag over the way home. So the original developers they bought the Hightail back from Riot, and they are going back to their original infrastructure. Creation. Right, and they said, right, like it's 3 years behind schedule, right? Because they had to change. But, they're getting a path forward to just get it in our hands. That's where we kind of sit right now. I think these are one of my favorite mobs, just because, like, they, like, jump at you, they're hard to kill. And you can't cheese them like that, right? Like, that guy's still alive. Took no damage. Boom, motherfucker! I'll take that plastic, I'll take that. Anything else? You do a drive-by. Hey, Chungus, don't mind me. You can't use this hard drive anyways. Grab that, I'll grab that. Ah. Boom! That's something to remember me by. Alright, where I was going home, that's right, there's home. What's the fix? Well, I mean, it's the same thing like with Vintage Story, right? Like, you could say, what's the fix in Vintage Story? The game could be optimized, could run better, right? There's gonna be crashes and stuff. I mean, it's basically like a release of a game. Like, I don't think there's really been a game that came out that didn't have initial problems. Right? It's gonna be a standard game release. But they're just kind of being open about it instead of being like, guys, this is gonna be the best thing ever. It's gonna work flawlessly. It's gonna be fun. Alright, how we doing here? I think we're doing alright. Alright, what do I have here? What do I have? I could process all this stuff. Yeah, I will. What would be perfect? My birthday's coming up. It would be awesome to, like, they get everything onboarded quick, right? And just to get us in.
I'm Batman.
And then over Christmas, like right before Christmas, they do a release. Hightail release. Do it on December 15th. Do a Hightail release on. That way I can start taking, because I have a bunch of time off coming. Let me no-life mod / play the game. I've been playing in my old 10, almost 11-year-old server. Oh, nice. Found a chest I had hidden from my base in 2016 with 1.10 god bows. Oh, that's great with mending and infinite arrow. Yeah. Awesome. Process all this. So I have a stack of over 100. At what point do I say, like, I think I've finished satisfactory. Besides the the whole you know, like creating like the phase 4 and everything. You know, at what point do I just like, you know, I've kind of researched enough, I've played enough. Time to move on to another game. Do you think you could do a slow... Oh, a low-grade ViesCraft has a data pack. For Minecraft? I'm kind of out of the Minecraft loop. Not sure how to do data packs. My mod was Forge based, right? So I used the Forge API. Like, I mean, nothing's impossible. Like, I probably could learn how to do it. But I'm trying to stay limber for Hytale. There's probably a way to do it now. I think before, like, I mean, Forge was really good because data packs weren't really as robust as they are. Like, there were no like a data, like the data packs really was just like asset. So there's probably a way to do it. Ah, home sweet home. I'm you know what? I'm curious to know what the phase 4 stuff is. What would I need for the phase 4? What would I need? The fact that I don't see that there, it's probably in here. I don't see any of this shit. I don't see any of this. Is this in that new... Is it in the refinery? It could be in the refinery. We'll just throw one down. Oop. No. I may not have unlocked it. Because if we, I remember it was Forge where I was curious, because if we could get it working on a data pack, would definitely put it in my server, which is vanilla. Okay, gotta go. Streamer and I are heading to Imco to do massive grocery shop. Oh yeah, all right, that sounds good. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for the raid. We gotta chat later. It's been a while since like you and I actually like voice chat. I gotta do a grocery run too. I got my turkey that is defrosting as we speak. I'm gonna be Wednesday. I'm going to be doing something new for Thanksgiving. Normally, I pull out all the tricks, right? I try and brine the turkey. I'll like peel up the top skin all around the turkey breast and everything, and I'll shove like slabs of butter in there, and you know, I'll put the like I'll cut up apples and get like rosemary sprigs, and you know, throw a bunch of things in the carcass, right? Kind of mess with bake times. I've done injection on the turkey. I think this year there's always the turkey's huge, right? Turkeys are huge. And there's a lot of the turkey you don't eat. And the idea is like you'll take the leftovers of the carcass and you'll make like a soup out of it. But I don't want to spend like 3 hours making a homemade soup out of a turkey. So I think this year I'm going to defrost it, and a day early I'm going to butcher the carcass, right? I'm going to get the big slabs of like, I'll have 2 legs, the 2 wings, and I will separate the whole breast. Put it on a wire rack. I'm gonna let it rest in the fridge overnight, uncovered, so it can dry out a little bit. Because apparently there are parts of the turkey that are more moist than the others, and by doing that, it kind of dries out the skin, so the skin's not going to be as soggy. And it evens out the temperature, so when you do bake it, it's like an even bake. And I'm going to throw it in the oven like that. And then the rest of the carcass, I'm going to probably discard. You know, because it's like in between the ribs and stuff, you know, like where all the little bones and stuff come from. Like, you know, when you have to eat the turkey with caution. I was thinking about maybe making, like turkey stock and use that for the gravy. But A, the amount of tryptophan will probably knock you out because you're already eating turkey. And it takes like 3 hours, right? 3 to 4 hours, you know, on a simmer to like... I would have to spend an hour roasting the carcass, you know, the day before. And then I would have to put it, you know, with like the celery stalks and, you know, buy a couple onions and, you know what I mean? Like things to flavor the broth. So I don't think I'm going to go through all of that. I'm doing something new. Something new. What do I need to do? I think I need to go over there. I need to go over there because I need some of these aluminum casings and I haven't run the aluminum to my main hub. We'll do that. Man. Hightail, guys. I gotta say, like, work's been it's been really busy. We lost an engineer recently, so there's been more to do. And you know, and that's why I haven't been streaming too often as of late. Been kind of doing it while I can, but you know, there's been a lot of like late nights doing things at like, you know, 5, 6:30, 9 o'clock, right? Like, you know, it's at night, up at night. But things are kind of getting back on track again. It's one of those things where it's like after a long work day, I'm like, oh, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to stream. I just kind of want to watch a video and then go to bed. I got like A, B, C, and D to do tomorrow. This was a beep and a half to run. Yeah, see, I didn't quite extend it. I didn't realize that the length of the tubes was like a lot longer than you know, the length of your conveyor belts. That one was on me. That one was totally on me. I'm just gonna hand make some stuff here. We'll get the hazmat suit, and then maybe I can start doing some nuclear stuff. Where are the... Okay, aluminum casing. Here we go. Oh, I need the ingots. Oh. Whoops. Let's hope I have a stack of ingots. Probably should have turned one of these in. Into the casing. Yeah, this... Okay, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to... I'm gonna have to kill it here. Kill it here. Why did this stop produce... Oh, I filled it up, didn't... No, I didn't. So why did it... No water there. Let's start over here, right? Plenty of bauxite. Does look full. I bet you this isn't connected to this. Oh, it is. Oh, wait, I didn't put the links in. Oh. You know what? We're gonna make this taller. Just throw... I don't want to throw all this crap away, but I have so much of it. There we go. Now everything should be turning back on. Yeah, there we go. We're getting our fluids back. Get rid of this. Probably build it. You know what? I won't kill it. I'm gonna pause it. Do I not make the, is it not with this? Is it the constructor? It's the constructor, okay. And I'll just put a, splitter here. Whoops. Ugly. And let's hook it up to our power. Boop. Awesome. Here we go. Now we'll start producing this. Beautiful. There we go. I guess I can put these back. I guess I don't need them. Oh man, alright, we're looking good. Looking good. I think this is basically awe. We'll turn it back on. I was gonna say, there we go. All right, that's looking good. I may end up increasing because I got so much of this. I'm just gonna bump it up a little bit on all of these. Like, why not, right? And for this particular one, I could pop this in to make use of that multiplier. I want to see a queue here. And I think this will fill up first. Come back over here. I'm just going to max. I think this will be good. It may be a little too fast. No, we're getting into the 80s now. Okay, no, I think this is good. Good. We should start to see a backup here. All right. Almost fast enough here. A little delay. But I think when this fills up, I'm gonna go ahead and just pull those out. Right? So if this is full, it will start backing up, right? And then everything will pour into here. So the question is, can I overclock this one? Yeah, see, we're slowly accumulating. Could pop one of these in to balance it, because I don't think I should put a second one. You know, this one's a little too fast. I'll take that back up. Okay, yeah. All right, guys. My time has come. My time has come. Let's find someone to It was a pretty good stream. Pretty darn good. Who do we got? We got playing. We got Percuss playing. I could throw it to someone new. I think I'll throw it to someone new. We'll throw it to someone. Someone maybe. We'll jump with Vintage Story, right? Give Vintage Story all the love while we can. I'm telling you, I am jumping into. We got some new people here. I could throw it. All right, I'm just gonna pick a random person. Variety stream, but mostly Vintage Story. Sunagara. We'll give them a raid. It says they speak English. Let's hope. I have been fooled before. Alright, everyone. Thank you so much for watching. Productive stream. Later today, expect a Rustbound Magic update. Right? Fix some bugs. Try and make things a little better. The Wyvern mod is out. It's called Mythic Legends. Check that out. We talked about Hightail, and I got to nerd out about that. And we played some Satisfactory. Overall, solid stream. Look at that. And it's paying dividends right now. Bam. I got everything I need for the Hazmats. Thank you, everyone. Have a wonderful day. I will probably be streaming again tomorrow. I'm getting my time back. And next week, I have almost all week off. I have Tuesday, and then like the rest of the week. I only work Monday next week. So expect a lot more streams and expect me to be playing games, right? I got a queue of games to play. Thank you. Have a wonderful day, everyone. Hope you enjoy the stream. I'll talk to you later. Bye. Adios. See you later. Bye.